Awesome. Awesome. All right. So, welcome in, everybody. This is how I trade the SPY 3 to 5 times a day. I think I should probably say 3 to 5 times a week using a signal that you probably have never heard of. And I'm going to demonstrate the system, show you what I got going here, and just show you what I built. I've been working my ass off on this behind the scenes. So, if you're ever wondering, if you're ever wondering, why isn't Evan talking to us ever? This is why. All right. And also, why can't I run slideshows as well as I can trade? I don't know. There we go. All right. Can everybody see my screen? Type in the chat. Say anything. If you can see the screen, if it's why most traders lose and all that good stuff. Just want to make sure I'm not utterly retarded. It's been a long week. Uh-oh. Let's see, we're talking about GME down there. Good to go. Fantastic. All right. So, why most traders lose and they do not even know the reason. So, most traders are watching and reacting to price, following noise, and your typical indicators. I was talking to one of you guys recently talking about overextension. They're like, man, this reversal has to take place soon, right? Like, we are way overextended. And if you would have been following RSI, if you would have been following MACD, or any of the typical indicators that you hear about, those are all lagging. Even your moving averages are all lagging. You probably are getting wrecked right about now because the RSI has been astronomical recently and with no business ever being that high. Probably, I honestly haven't looked at it because I don't use RSI anymore. To me, RSI, I do occasionally use it here and there, but RSI it stands for really stupid indicator. So what actually moves price is market participants, and I'm not talking about you and me, unless maybe we can find a tiny baby small cap. Everything I'm talking about today does not relate in any way, shape, or form to small caps or anything like that. This is going to be strictly big money, institutional money. It's mostly going to be dealing with S&P 500 stocks, the Nasdaq as well. But what actually is moving price is the institutions, the big money, and the order flow they bring into the markets. So that is the leading indicator. That is where the anticipation builds, and that is where we get our sustainable edge. So price does not move on its own. Money flow does. So money flow is what moves price. I hear a lot of traders saying, I am a price action trader. Well, kind of know what that means, but it also kind of sounds ridiculous because you don't know price until you know price, right? And I can almost guarantee you everybody who says that has been at a time like today where it looks like all go, unless you're following RSIs, all go right now. It's pure momentum, which it might be. I'll pull this up on the iPad. Let's see, let's do a 5 minute. Well, we're still in the buy zone. All right, but we did just hit our take profit on the indicator. So, but every SPY move is preceded by a shift in buying and selling pressure across all 500 stocks. That shift shows up in the data before the price, and it shows up in volume. Now, not if you just see volume, you can put volume bars at the bottom of your screen. You can have them showing with buying and selling all that stuff. That's not going to do the trick. What you have to learn about is this market internal that I've been in the market for, somebody trying to get me. I've been in the market now for the better part of the past 10 years. And I literally just found out about this. I've ran a hedge fund. I have traded institutional money. I've traded other people's money. I've done it all. And I literally just found out about this a few years ago. But that is the VOLD. So the VOLD is essentially just the volume of increasing the volume of buying versus the volume of selling is kind of the net difference there. So honestly, I haven't tried this yet, but you could probably trade off the Vold alone. But I know you guys have heard me. A few people have been like, how the fuck are you getting short here? This market looks like pure momentum to the upside. And then sure enough, we come back down when it looked like there was no chance of that happening. And this is how. All right. So the four weapons that really control the market are the Vold. That's going to tell you how strong it is. Volume profile, where money's positioned. I think most people probably have some good idea of what that is. ADD, the advanced decline, so how many stocks are advancing versus how many are declining, and the tick, what are they on an uptick or a downtick across the S&P 500? That's what we got to look at. So strong volume means that there is a huge increase in buying pressure. So the volume of buyers is far outweighing the volume of sellers. Now, the real trick is when there's divergence, which this says equals warning, but it really equals ready up for us. So when the volt is rising on a normal day, and I'll show you the indicators I have for this and you'll get a better picture of this, but as the volt is rising and stock is rising, okay, that's to be expected, right? The S&P is going up, the volt is going up, makes sense. Volt is going down, decreasing buying pressure. S&P is going down. Okay, makes sense. But the real trick is when the volt is going up and the S&P is trading sideways, or the volt is going up and the S&P is going down. When the volt is making new highs and the S&P is not, or the volt is making new highs on the day and the S&P is not making new highs on the day, or even better, volt making new highs on the day, S&P making new lows on the day. We're in for some money making action. All right, so the volt is the money behind the move. It is advancing volume minus declining volume. So it tells you who's in control, the buyers or the sellers. It's going to tell you the strength of the move. It's going to tell you if the move is real or if it's weak. So maybe you see a huge breakout to the upside, and a momentum buyer, a price action trader, your average Joe, is going to think it's a huge breakout. The volt is going to tell you whether it's legit or not. So it's a confirmation signal in that way, but it's really a leading indicator. Volume will always lead price. You cannot get price to move upward without the volume pushing it there. The other market internal, ADD, is the breadth behind the market. So it's the advanced versus the declining. So how many stocks are going up versus how many stocks are going down. So the way that I use this is, let's just say we're trading the SPY and the advanced decline, massive decline. SPY is going up, ADD is going down. Most of the SPY is down, and we got Nvidia is super strong. It's carrying. I'm sure you've heard that before, or seen that before, where Nvidia or Apple or one of these bigger mega caps is carrying the entire market upward. Definitely within the past few days. I'm sure you've seen that with Google carrying the Nasdaq. We've had Apple carrying the SPY and Nasdaq today, it appears. And so if that's the case, we're either going to trade against that, or we're going to look elsewhere outside of SPY, QQQ, ES, NQ, and we're going to start digging in on what's actually moving the markets. Because if the reason the market is moving is Apple, I'm just going to go trade Apple instead of trying to figure it out. So that's where the ADD comes in for me. When you have a broad market rally, you have all the participants really jumping in and buy, and they're all going up, then that's another confirmation indicator that we are going in the right direction. Volume profile, I think I've done an entire course just on volume profile. You could probably trade off just volume profile. But most important part of volume profile is that point of control for me, and that's just the single price where the most volume is at. So like today, that price is 27.6 for NQ. 27,600. Right now we're at 27,875. So the volume on these moves upward has not been strong enough to convince me that we have nothing to worry about. And that's why I'm just dumping shit usually on Fridays. I don't have much positions open right now besides a few like small caps, few, I don't want to call them YOLO calls because they make perfect sense, but smaller positions, not a ton of money on the line over the weekend for sure. If you guys are in pit power plays, you guys have seen me closing out all the bonus trades, closing out everything before this weekend. I don't know. It doesn't feel right to me. I could be totally off. We could open up at fucking 28, 29,000. Who fucking knows? But doesn't feel right to me, so I'm gonna chill. But volume profile, like I said, I could do a whole course on this. I'm not gonna get too deep into it. Most important part of volume profile is gonna be this POC, point of control, where the most volume of the session has occurred if you're doing session volume profile. And then tick is just it's the quickest indicator. It tells you who's in control right now. So are more people buying? Are there more upticks in the market or more downticks right this second? So as that starts to turn over is a good indicator of the direction that we're about to head. So if the long setup would be a bullish bias, gold going up, ADD going up, and then you see tick was going down, you're going to jump in and buy, especially if we're approaching point of control, etc. All right, so with these indicators that I've been building here, there's three layers of confirmation for these signals. So you're taking the VOLT, the ADD, and then the divergence in price between these. So if you were just trading price, you'd never see this coming. This is how guys who just trade price get eaten alive, is by not paying attention to this and thinking that we're taking a nice breakout. This is how they buy the top and sell the bottom. You know, this is how you get stuck in those positions. So what I've built is I'm calling it the Pit Pro system. So it's got four indicators really, and the first one being the pit money zone. So the pit money zone is going to naturally detect where that volt is diverging from price. So if the volt is hitting new highs, price is coming down, we know we're going long there. All right. So same thing on the other way, going short. If the volt is coming down fast, the price might be at the high of the day, that'd be a good time to get short. Like right now, the volt in my money flow indicator is coming down and we are towards the high of the day. I would be willing to bet like now would be probably a good short entry. We're about to find out. These alpha arrows then, or pit money flow, that's going to be your accumulation and distribution. Then we have the alpha arrows. I'll get a little bit deeper into those in a minute. And the buy sell signal is going to detect a breakout after consolidation with some moving averages crossing over. But the whole picture, the four tools, is going to give you definitely a complete edge. So this is a real picture of the pit money zone that I built. And you can see here, so that yellow line is your POC on the SPY when it was at 710. This was 2 days ago, maybe yesterday. Was not very long ago. But we were at 710. You'll see the POCs there. See these little green dots here. These little green dots are when the ADD average, so your advanced decline average is the ADD line is crossing over its average essentially. And so you see that dot coming, that's kind of like a ready up dot. I wouldn't take any of these as a single buy signal, but if you'll see how this day played out, it's kind of perfect. So we came up high, sold off fast. You start seeing the ADD crossover here. Maybe let's see, these are 5 minute candles. So at 9:45, 9:50, the ADD starts turning green and we start popping over VWAP a little bit. So if you see that, uh, inexperienced trader is probably buying right there. But this to us just says get ready. All right, so it says get ready. You watch it get rejected at VWAP, come back down, and now it's coming to the point of control here. The price with the most volume for the day. You see the ADD crossover again here with that green dot. Down here, this is my money flow pane where you see those blue background. That's when the volt is starting to come higher. So this is just a perfect setup. We're pulling back to the point of control. ADD is ticking in. ADD is ticking in. The volt is turning higher. And then we get this huge wick at the point of control with this little arrow right here. This is the money zone arrow. So this is probably my favorite one that I take almost every trade of. Got long here, and then we were off to the races. And when I took this picture would have been when we were getting short. So we would have got in around 7:11. Let's just say we were late, and we got in at 7:11, out at 7:14. So if you're trading zero DTE, that's $300. This contract, I believe, cost me $80 when I got in, out for 300. So you're over 200% on your return there. And then the money flow. So this is just the pane that you saw in the bottom here, this bottom part right here. This is your gold. Your SPY is the line. You can see how diverged they are. This is just a close-up of that. But you see the SPY and VOLT divergence here. This was the SPY and this is the VOLT. And then you see how they kind of converge together eventually. And that is when we would have bought. We actually would have bought right around here. Actually, it was way earlier. Probably here. This is probably where we would have been getting out once they come back together. But the divergence highlights are in the back. So wherever you see this orange divergence highlight, that's divergence to the downside. The blue is divergence to the upside. And then I've been building these little, what do you want to call these? Dashboards, I guess. Where it's tracking these in real time right on the chart. So you can see, where the ADD is versus the session average, where it is, where the tick is, where the volt is versus the session average. And then I also have this nice little multi-time frame analysis built in where it tells you the trend on the 5, the 15, the 1 hour, the daily, and the weekly. And this is how it's looked pretty much all week. It's just bull, 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 strong bull, strong bull, 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 bull. Another indicator here. So this one is a monster when it comes to any stock on the market finding a swing point to go one way or the other. You can see just from this image here, this was on the SPY. You got the down arrow here. We did pop up after that a little bit, but where we opened the next day, way down, came way back down, and then this green arrow ticked in here. So you would have sold here, bought back here, bought here, and probably still not sold yet. So this is more of a swing trading indicator, but what we're really going for with each of these indicators is confluence, and I'll get to that part in a minute. But this is a dual divergence indicator here. This will work on any stock, any time frame. You can put this on a 15-minute. You can put this on a daily. You can put this on a 5-minute. But when they work best is when you use them all together and you have confluence. So this is what the system looks like all together at once. Oops. So you'll see here we had alpha arrows. We have the pit bull buy sell here saying bye bye. And this. So you have tons of confluence here. You're at session lows and you got 1, 2, 3 signs to buy. That's when you buy. Up here, you get your take profits. They say it for you right here. Is your first take profit. Right here, we're starting to see volt divergence. That would have probably been my last take profit. I would have just called it there. And then you'll see soon after that, the sell signal came in here. ADD crossover here. We did bounce back up a little bit. Another sell signal came in, volt here. So you start seeing them build up. You're seeing all these ADD crossovers with the red dot. You're seeing the pit bull sell signal, the pit bull sell signal, the volt signal here. And so at this point, probably at this arrow, I would have gotten short, rode it all the way down, and probably closed it out once we got to this buy here, and then kind of choppy. And then this buy obviously was a really nice one. It took off from there, and it gives you your take profits. Can't even see what the first take profit is. But second take profit was up here. It might have just hit the second take profit before it even hit the first. And the final take profit has that little target arrow right there. And then weekly bull, daily bull. And then this is the confluence indicator down here. So this is going to give you a score whenever you're entering anything. If you can get 3 out of 3, I'm selling the house, taking out a second mortgage, going all in. Chances are you will not get 3 out of 3 here. 1 out of 3 is good. 2 out of 3 is great. 3 out of 3 is I'm going all in. So this one is from April 15th. This is what it looked like here. I had this exact trade. I alerted this trade, and we had bold divergence kick in at about 10:05. I said to get long. These prices aren't accurate. This was AI made this off of a screenshot I gave it. But bold divergence comes in here at a moving average crossover. Bam, an hour later, we're deep in the money. That was a real setup on a real trade that I gave not accurate numbers on the SPY. We're about 100, 200 bucks off of that now. So the complete Pitbull signal suite, everything you need. You're going to get the pro signals. This also has levels, so it's going to have your POC, your high a day, your low a day, your volume area high, value area low. The money flow pane that I showed you with the ADD and the bold, showing you the divergence there, and the entire internal dashboard that's going to tell you what's going on in real time. And then also the new zero DTE alerts. So simple execution, two decisions for every trade, clear signals, simple setup, consistent results. So a signal fires, we're either going to go long or go short. You can trade these with futures. I know a few people asked about that. You can. I still like to use them on a SPY chart. If you put the bold on a futures chart, you're not going to get anything out of it because it's just tracking actual flow. And same with the ADD. There's no ADD to a futures. So I put it on a SPY chart. You can still trade the ES in line with it. It's pretty much lined up. The only time it doesn't work with futures and like the underlying is oil recently has been a shit show because the future price of oil has been staying the same and sometimes going down while the current price of oil just rips because people were thinking that the war was going to be over sooner than later. A little bit about my handsome self there for the people who are new here. I probably should have put it at the beginning for anybody that was new here, but a few little testimonials down there, and then a little bit about me. So I do own Pitbull Capital. I've been an institutional fund manager. I have a proven track record. I definitely have a mentorship and education background, as you probably know. And I've created several proven trading systems. And you guys watch me trade all day with real money and real market expertise. So you know I'm not full of shit. But if you're new here, you can learn I'm not full of shit. So this is my actual track record this year. So on zero DT trades, I'm at 84%. At swing trades, I'm at 95%. And at slideshows, I'm at 0% because I suck at those. But I'm a great trader. So profit factor at 2.4. If you don't know what that means, basically that just means for every dollar that I have used to trade, I have gotten $2.50 back. So that's pretty damn good. Real trades, real markets. So you could see I have like some YOLO trade stats that I didn't really calculate, but I'd be willing to bet they're about 20% win rate. That being said, on those YOLO calls with a 20% win rate, you could see like a 5x profit factor. Meaning if you're winning 20% of the time, but when you win, you get 1,000% return. And then you're losing 80% of the time and you're losing 100% on each time, you could still crush it just because you just got to be smart. You just got to be smart with how much money you're putting in and how much. So, like with pit power plays, I recommend everybody just puts in the same exact amount of money for each trade. That way, if you, that's what I do, 2,500 per trade, and we're way up on that. So, this does work for beginners as well. This will work whether you're just starting or if you're always trading. New traders, if you want a clear system, I wish I had this when I first started. That is for sure. Probably tried other alert services. I know I have, and I cannot find anybody worth a damn. This is great for if you're retired, if you just want to make some extra cash. This is definitely the place to do it. If you're just looking for a get rich quick miracle system, those don't exist. Anybody who tells you they do is full of shit. There will be losses. There will be rough days and rough times, but this makes it so much easier having this suite and having a team of traders that really knows their shit. The guy who taught me all this shit, specifically recently, is a hedge fund manager who ran a hedge fund with Kevin Hassett. If you don't know who that is, he is the White House economic advisor. And it's funny, I've actually learned from two White House economic advisors. The first one was Anthony Scaramucci, who has the record for the shortest job ever held in the White House because he was fired by Trump, I think, within his first hour. And then Kevin Hassett, who ran a hedge fund with my boy, and he's the one who turned me on to this bold strategy, and it's pretty fucking amazing. So this is great timing for this too, for anybody with smaller accounts, because the pattern day trading rule just changed everything. I don't know if you guys heard, but there is no more pattern day trading rule. You might have got an email from your broker or something of the sort, but now you do not need $25,000 in an account to day trade. You need $2,000 in an account to day trade. If you don't have $2,000 in an account to day trade, you probably shouldn't be trading anything, and you need to go get a job. All right, but if you got $2,000 in an account, you can now day trade, which is pretty freaking amazing. If you've been in this game for a while, because now any account size, at least 2,000 bucks, that's it. That barrier is gone, so the opportunity is all yours, and this edge is all yours. So lock in and win the day. That's our goal every day that we sign into these alerts here. Pitbull Capital. I'm trying out this new thing. I'm hoping you guys can help me. But two ways to join this. I'll get to my pitch. If you just want to give it a dabble, see what we're talking about, I'm gonna let you guys try it for 30 days for 30 bucks, $1 a day. All right. If you can't make $1 a day here, it's definitely not a good fit. That's gonna get you access to the new zero DTE alerts room, get you our live trade alerts, get you the setups, get you the guidance in real time. That is not going to include any of the indicators or anything extra like that, really just because it'd be too much of a pain in the ass for me to have to give clearance to it and then revoke it and blah, 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 blah. So if you want to try it for 30 days, 30 bucks, let's run it. If you trust me already and you know I'm not full of shit and you know this sounds like the perfect fit, then 200 bucks a month, everything in the trial, zero DT alerts, and then I'm also going to give you the entire indicator suite, which I'm currently selling for $8,000 for the entire suite as well, which I do not feel is overpriced at all. The guy who taught me half of this shit sells his for 10. So I figured I'd know a little less. He's an old man. He knows a lot more than me, but I'll charge a little less. But it's pretty much the same exact indicator suite that he sells for 10,000. So I'm gonna include that with the 200 a month though. And special deal for anybody that's in Pit Power Plays. If you're in Pit Power Plays already, I'm just gonna add it on. I'll do like an add-on membership there for $100 a month if you're in Pit Power Plays. And if you want to take this offer and you want to add Pit Power Plays, I'll let you get in at the founders member rate there for only 89 bucks a month. You can get in on Pit Power Plays. So it'd be 289 a month for all of this and Pit Power Plays as well. This is a founding members window, so I am just limiting this to our inner circle here, the people that we've already told. So about like the fees you guys have paid, anything like that, all that money really just goes towards me trying to grow this part of the business, not the trading part of the business, but the members part of the business, grow our community. I found a new little website type web hosting thing. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, called WHOP, WHOP. And I started hosting a little thing on there, and it's pretty cool because it'll handle all the back end stuff for me that I have no time or energy for. Um, and I see you still that sign me up. I'm in Pit Power Play as well. I'm gonna get right with you. I'm gonna drop a link for you guys here in a minute, and I'm also gonna show you. We'll trade. The close already happened. Shit, I was gonna say we'll trade the close with these indicators together, but bit late for that, but I can show you those indicators and whatnot. Yeah, the pit power plays has gone extremely well. Those are super high probability setups, so I would expect nothing less. I'm always blown away by the people that don't stay in pit power plays. I don't know. I guess it doesn't fit everybody's schedule, but one trade a week, 100% win rate still. The only one that has not won yet is RRC, and we're just still in that one. Hopefully, natural gas should pick up here. Steve, yeah, we're gonna add that as an add-on here. Yeah, I got you, bud. Yeah, I got you for sure. Don't sweat it. I'll send this out. I'll touch base with everybody if you can't stick around, but if you can't stick around, I'm getting to the end of it here. So this is what if maybe you don't like me. I don't know. Maybe you think my trades are stupid and I'm retarded. I don't know. But maybe you just are too big of an ego to trust anybody else. If that's the case, I will be selling big discount for the first release here. If you want to just buy any one of my indicators here, 947 for any one of the indicators. Also a big deal if you buy the whole suite together instead of the 8,000. If you want to grab it today, 1897 for lifetime. You can have all those indicators for life. They belong to you now if that's what you like. If not, smart move would be to do the 200 a month because you're going to get the zero DTE alerts and the entire indicator suite for free with that. So I think that's all I got for you in the slideshow department. Let me just bust into ThinkView and I can show you that. And also, if you got anybody has any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask away.
Hey Evan, quick question.
Yeah, how we doing?
Good man, how are you?
Fantastic.
Uh, so I'm in the Pit Power Plays room. So just to confirm, if we're already in the room and to get the full suite, it'll just instead of 89, it'll be 200, right?
It will be 100.
100 plus the 80 plus the fee
Yes.
for the Pit
You'll
Power
just keep
Play.
paying your regular, whatever you're paying for Pit Power Plays. If you got the founding members deal, you're gonna keep paying that. If you got the regular deal, the 189 deal, you're gonna keep paying that. But to tack this on to Pit Power Plays is only an extra $100.
Oh, okay. Sign me up.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's
Um,
a crazy
how
deal.
how do I add these? I mean, I'm still pretty fresh to this whole thing. How do I add these indicators? I use an
So
overseas broker and I also use Robinhood. Um, but I use the overseas broker for Forex, but for options I use Robinhood. How do I
so
add
you won't be able to
these?
add them on Robinhood. You'll have to just go get a TradingView account. They're free. And you
Yeah,
actually already need an account.
I have a TradingView account, but I can't trade from there. So
Sure.
I gotta.
You actually might be able to, but you can always just like have this on in the background and then execute the trades on your phone. You got this pulled up on a computer or have this on your phone. You can link brokers to TradingView and trade right on here. I've done it before. It's not the most user-friendly experience, so I don't love it. But yeah, if you click trade, see this, you can link Webull to it. Let's see if they got
I
Robinhood
gotcha.
on here.
Okay, but how do I add
Trading.
these? When I do sign up, how do I add these indicators? Do you like send a link out that like connects it all together, or?
So yeah, part of the reason I'm giving you guys such a crazy deal is because you're going to help me with that. I'm great at trading. I am learning this part of everything. So I publish the indicators and they're for sale on Trading View, but they're for sale at the prices that you just saw. They're like 10 times. Yes, they are Pine scripts. Yes, I wrote these on Pine script, but I can write them on literally anything. So if you prefer it on Thinkorswim, Pine script, Wealth script, I think those are the three main ones that I can get these easily fired off on. But yeah, just bear with me on it. That's one reason I did it on Friday too, is I figured that would give us the weekend to figure out how to get these things on the chart. And then I think next week what we'll do is we'll do like a few live sessions where I hop on with you guys and we watch the charts in real time, and that way I could show you because there's a lot going on here. Like I don't like crowded charts by a long shot, but the trick is so like right now, for example, you see this red dot here, that's an ADD crossover. And then you see the VWAP here. We butted up against the VWAP, got an ADD crossover, and then a sell signal a few minutes later after a bold divergence here. That to me would have been a pretty clean short that I would have been looking for. I might not have taken it though because of this ADD crossover here. I might have just held off. Plus, it's towards the close, so it's probably not the best trade there. But I think we should trade these together a few times so you can kind of see the logic behind each entry and exit. And you'll be able to see anytime too in the zero DTE alerts. I meant to get into that too. The zero DTE alerts are not just going to be on SPY. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday now, we have expirations for Tesla, Nvidia, SPY, QQQ, IBIT. There might even be a VIX. So there's a lot more than just SPY now that has zero DTE expirations. And on Friday, it's a free for all. Everything's zero DT. So the zero DT room will be a little bit of everything, but mostly SPY, a little bit of everything else. Um, and I'll make sure to get you guys access to this somehow, some way. I don't think it's that hard. Like I have it, it's an invite only script, so I probably just need your trading view name, and then I can invite you to it. Also, I know there's a couple guys in here who are like legacy members who have been with me since the beginning of time. If you have been paying me since the beginning of time, I am going to give you all of this shit for free. So everything that I just talked about, if you've been on like an options pitbull membership or a long-term membership that's, 200 a month or whatever the fuck it was from forever ago that I haven't even sold since. All the shit that I add, you guys are like lifetime. You guys are my startups. You guys are my legacy members. I'm just gonna give you all this shit for free. So, I don't think there's too many of you out there still, but the ones who are, this will all be free. Any other questions though, guys?
How many sorry, I guess I'll be the only one asking questions here.
I love it. I appreciate it.
How many I guess alerts will you be sending out via the app, Telegram?
That's a great question. So, on Telegram, I I don't want to make a promise of a number. I guess I could promise at least three a week is the number that I'd be comfortable promising. I'd like to give you more like three a day, but I would rather, I think you guys who are in the pit power plays can really see the power of less is more and of really waiting for the perfect setups. And I would rather give you guys more perfect setups and less noise than more trades that could hit or miss. So I'll
And
say definitely three.
and it's going to be for next day expiration,
Same day expiration. You can
same day.
technically trade these longer term. So like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm usually going to be focused on between 9:40 and 10:30 a.m. I'm going to be looking for the individual tickers that are zero DT those days, like Apple, Nvidia, Tesla, will be my focus, and then the rest of the time is going to be SPY, QQQ. And you'll have access, so you'll get way more signals than that. So what I'd like to see happen, or what would probably be the best case scenario for everybody, is if we all sit together and powwow over these things and we make some trades together, and then you see the logic behind the indicators and you see why I'm taking trades, and you see like for example, this buy signal right here was beautiful. You could see that nice wick just as it pulled under these moving averages, but the shorter moving average bounced off the longer moving average. We were above VWAP, and you get this nice buy signal after already having an ADD crossover and a bold divergence. Like that's beautiful. And then it gives you the take profit here, another take profit here, and your final take profit here. So that would have been a great trade. I mean, I'm not cherry picking either. Like I'll go back, give me a freaking day, and I'll give it to you. But like this right here where it's like sell, wait, ADD's crossing over bullish. Wait, no, we're above VWAP now and it's crossing over bearish. Okay, now it's sell. Okay, now we have bold divergence. I probably would have taken this one. I might have gotten a little juice out of it, like to here, but not a whole lot. I want to find one that didn't work so I could show you. I think it might be a good sign that I can't. That's But just where it's more crowded, where you see like sell by, sell by, sell by, sell by. A lot of times I'm not taking those.
So you don't always take everything the indicator is spitting out, right?
No, I look for two at least. So not not necessarily there's four indicators here. There's the one is your money flow pane. So the one at the bottom is the money flow. And then this one that's getting the big buy sell signals, that's the one that's going to give you your take profits and everything. That is a breakout after consolidation with a moving average crossover. This little blue arrow is the Volt divergence with, so that means like SPY is up, Volt is going down. That's the divergence right there. And the dots are the ADD crossing over the moving average. And these random little weird arrow looking things here with the slightly darker green background are the alpha AI arrows. Those are the ones that work on everything. Those you could put. So let me see. I'll find a different stock here. Tesla's a good one. Anything that's a strong, like heavy weight in the S&P 500, these will typically work on as well. But I really like those arrows for it. So if you want a really clean look and just this would be great for swing trades. You could even pop this on like a 15 minute. Hopefully I don't make myself look like an asshole here and I'm all wrong. But no, you see like a nice buy signal comes in here on Tesla at 350 or at 360, and the sell signal from that didn't hit until 400. So 40-point move on Tesla there. You see a buy signal here on Tesla at 385, and it looks like you might have got wrecked if you take that. I mean, I guess we're back over it now. So you can see that's on the 15 minute. See if that's fine. But these are usually pretty accurate in terms of being able to get you a nice pop and out on any stock. Swing trading, any time frame. Let's see what it looks like on the 4 hours. I've only really used them on the 5 minute, but just logically from knowing what I've built here, they should, in theory, work on any time frame. You get a lot less, I guess, the further you go out. So I mostly use them on the 5 minute. But confluence is the key here. So the more that they agree with each other, the more you have. So if you got the arrows giving you a sell, the crossover giving you a sell, and the bold divergence all giving you a sell, you're golden. Does that make sense?
I got you.
Any other questions? So where I need your guys' help too is, so this
Just a
is
quick
instead of
question, Evan. Is
hitting
a pit
it.
power play slot still available at this time?
Yeah, I'll get you, dude. Don't sweat it. Just
Okay,
message me.
I'll PM you on the. Does those alerts come out like once a week or something? I'm just
Yeah, the
curious on
pit
that.
power plays are just Monday between 3 and 4 p.m. is the
Okay.
entry alert, and the exit alert just comes when it's right time. But they're usually long distance, like the expiration is usually a month or two out, but we're usually out of the play within the week.
Okay. All right. Yeah, they message me about the give me a link or something, and then I'll jump on that one.
Gotcha. So yeah, I just started this WAP thing. I know a lot of people use it and love it, but what's cool, so I'm gonna try it. You guys have to work with me on this. We're gonna try it and see how it goes. But it has ads, so I can advertise to people, hopefully grow this group a little bit. And it has like an affiliate, like an automatic affiliate setup where I can affiliates. I can set it up so right now it's set to 30%. So if you guys refer people, you can just take the links from here and send them to people, and I think it'll be recurring too. So I think like if you get somebody to sign up with this at the 200 a month rate, you'll make $60 a month just by getting somebody else to sign up. So that'd be pretty cool for anybody that wants to help us grow this shit as much as we can. I figure the more minds, the better. It's always been kind of, I don't want to say call it a dream because it's not that serious, but it's been like I guess a goal to really grow this back to where it was COVID levels, which I don't know how we'll pull that one off. Even though we have the same raging bull market, I don't think we have the same uh, checks going out every month, but that's the goal. So if you guys can help me get there, we could all make some money together doing that. And then I'll just invest anything I get from there. I'm just investing back into this to make it better, better indicators, like having time to be able to sit around and fiddle fart around with this shit and buy different courses on how to write Pine script and whatnot, which is actually extremely simple if anybody's interested in that. It's a fun one to learn. Any other questions, guys? Or anything else you guys want to see, talk about? It's rare we hop on these calls anymore. I'm looking forward to doing a little bit more though. Oh,
Yeah,
anybody
I
too
think
who doesn't want, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Evan, it's good meeting today. I really liked everything that you went over, and this just looks amazing. Everything that you've been putting together, and I think it'd be really great once you get out, once it rolls out
I
to
agree
a,
also.
a couple people, doing another meeting, kind of like live in real time, trading once it's up, and it
Yeah.
would be great for everybody too as well.
Yeah, I want to do that next week, at least 2 or 3 days next week. Just hop on a call with everybody and trade it live, see how it goes, and walk you through the trays, talk you through the trays, make them make sense. So you can get crowded real fast here. And then anybody who's here who doesn't want to sign up, um, maybe they're a skeptic, maybe it's just not right for them or whatever the case may be. What I'm going to do for you is I'm going to get you this Volt indicator regardless. So you'll at least be able to have the Volt indicator yourself for free and be able to trade with it, utilize it, give it a shot, see how it works. It really was a game changer for me. And like I said, I've been doing this 10 years now. Um, to have something be a game changer this far down the road is wild. I never thought I would find something like that, so worth the shot. So this is just a bold indicator here. Just kind of gives you where some divergence, some lines out there. Nothing too fancy, but get you guys that for free if anybody just wants that to try play with. And yeah, I will drop all the links in Telegram. We can just go back and forth.
Oh,
Uh, you're breaking up a little bit.
I'm probably cutting out something. Yeah.
I had this. This was my view the whole time. Huh? You guys will see my shirt. It's funny. Just saw myself for the first time.
Hey, Evan, I gotta run. I appreciate the meeting. If you don't mind, I'd like to reach out to you individually, maybe on Facebook or something. I had a couple extra questions.
Yeah, Facebook or Telegram, easiest way.
All right,
Happy
cool,
to
man.
answer
Thank
any
you.
questions. Yeah, yeah, my pleasure, man. Glenn, I'm curious if that helps you at all. If you're so, Glenn, you're one that's been with me forever, so I'm just gonna throw you all this shit for the free. But this is what I was thinking of when you were like, man, it should be tapped out here. It should be tapped out here. Why aren't we crossing over? Why aren't we flipping? I'm like, wait, I got it. I got it. Wait till I show you this.
Yeah, I got to get going too, Evan. But yeah, send me the link for that.
I
Pit
got you,
power
man.
place,
Appreciate you
and
jumping in.
I'll may jump in maybe next week once or twice. Yeah, that's traded in the future. I'll consider that also, but I'll definitely get into the pit one for sure. And I got to make a
Sweet.
few bucks on those options, man. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
Uh,
thanks, brother. Okay.
yeah, my pleasure, man.
Bye
Sonia,
bye.
I see your hand up. I don't know how to. Oh, there you go. Hey, what's up?
Hey, yeah, I'm still learning, still working, and got to make time to do all this.
I know that's right.
So it's been a long time. I've been around for a while too, but still on this little path, trying
Hell
to
yeah.
get it.
Oh yeah. So I know that like the pit power plays, I think wasn't the right fit for you just because it was. I know you did really good with the bots. I think you had a great experience with the bots, and I know that when you're working, it's tough to do during the day and everything. But the pit power plays is nice just because it's easy to time. Set an alarm anytime between 3 and 4, and the close on Monday is easy to work with. But this one is nice too because you can kind of customize it for yourself. With the indicators, you can hop on whenever you got time. So might fit for you. You might want to do the 30-day trial. That might be a good one for you. See if it fits for you.
All right, appreciate it. Appreciate you.
Yeah, whatever you need, just let me know. If nobody else has any questions, I'll wrap it up. And yeah, I'll just shoot you guys some messages on Telegram. Whatever you guys need, any questions you have, you want to follow up with, we'll hop on some calls next week. And anybody that signs up, just work with me over the weekend getting this stuff set up. I'll probably let like one person try signing up through this new WAP thing. Every time I say WAP, I think of Cardi B song there. But I'll probably let one person try that to make sure the funds can find their way to my bank account and stuff through there, and it's not a endless void or anything. But it looks pretty legit, and I'm with a few other people's services that they use that. I got a guy that trades futures on there that he uses that to like sell his alerts or whatever. So it seems cool. It seems like it'll work. They don't charge much in fees or anything, so we'll give that a shot. And yeah, I appreciate you guys jumping on. Any questions, just drop them in the Telegram, and hopefully I'll see you guys in there. Now I just have to figure out how to end the Zoom meeting. Learn something new every day. All right, there we go. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys jumping in. I'll see you guys next week.